Okay, I gotta watch this, chat. I gotta know what's going on.
Today, Ava Chris Tyson of the Mr. Beast crew had a ton of evidence surface about horrible behavior with how they
Yo.
communicated with minors, as well as a past of really disgusting shit. A lot of people are calling the
Hey,
season
Miss.
7 writers of 2024 internet drama lazy because they're reusing a similar plot line. A lot of people drew comparisons to Dr. Disrespect recently being outed for talking inappropriately to a minor. There are tons of
Bitch.
screenshots to showcase exactly what was being said to someone who was between 13 and 14 years old at the time, and it's gross. It's completely unacceptable. Some of them were just public tweets right under everyone's nose. So Ava Tyson was an adult at this point. Lava was a child. And saying things
I posted some fire for you. Please no share.
like, I posted some fire for you, please no share. And then other shit like, but not $5, pathetic JK kissy face. They seem to communicate a lot, even sending Snapchats. So here's one that says "coming for America," and then goes on to talk about being in a
Yo.
group chat and everything. And I've seen a lot of people try and cope and deflect, saying like, "Oh, it's just edgy jokes. People are blowing this out of proportion."
Who are these people? This is Moist Critical. He's a person. And then there's another person whose name is Ava Chris Tyson, who's Mr. Beast's like BFF. And yeah, he's getting a lot of hate. She's getting a lot of hate. I mean, honestly, I don't even know.
What a bunch of fucking nonsense. That's a load of hooey. That's dirty barnacles. That's ridiculous. Under no circumstances should an adult be
You know what's crazy? I literally just saw Chris
I
Tyson.
just subbed but just realized Madison Beer is live. Goodbye.
Wait a minute. Chris Tyson, I saw him a month ago, and I asked him or her to be on my to be on my podcast. I literally said, "Could you want to come on my podcast?" And they said, "Yeah, I'm down." So yeah, thank God that didn't happen. Honestly, well, or maybe fuck. Oh, I don't know.
communicating with a child in any inappropriate manner whatsoever. Edgy jokes between an adult and a child are still fucking gross. That's not like the slam dunk defense that some people seem to think it is. Under no circumstances should an adult be in a group chat with a bunch of children sending "coming for America" pictures. Like, that's still bad. That's still horrible. That's still really fucking weird. From what I can tell, most of the screenshots and a lot of the compiled evidence comes from this YouTuber, Prism42. This seems to be where most of it started, and since this video dropped, there's been a lot more screenshots that have come out with all kinds of really bad things that were being said to or about minors. I've only shown a couple here, but there's quite a bit more, and they're all just as bad, if not worse. Like, for some reason, Ava Tyson had a habit of calling a 13 or 14-year-old daddy. Like, you can't just write that off as being like quirky, inappropriate, edgy jokes that people are blowing out of proportion. That's unacceptable. It's indefensible. Now,
Your podcast is only a few months old. Surprised she didn't want to come on it.
the 13, 14-year-old in question for a lot of these messages is someone that has come forward to give their own accounts of the situation. And according to them, they don't believe that they were groomed or anything bad
This is a
was done
certified
on the
hood
part of
classic.
Ava Tyson or anything like that. And I'll just go ahead and give my take on it here. I talked about it on stream. And I'm not trying to be some kind of armchair psychologist because I'm just, at the end of the day, a little reptile brain idiot. But I really do feel like in a situation like this, it's very difficult to process just how inappropriate or unacceptable something was when you lived it. I imagine that it's very difficult to view this as the person that you communicated to so closely for so long was actually evil or doing things that were wrong. But in reality, no child should have this kind of relationship with an adult where you're joking about sending nudes to a minor or making edgy jokes about coming for America. So while the person here might not feel like a victim, it really is completely unacceptable
I can't believe I'm saying this, but Charlie's right.
that Ava Tyson would be communicating with them like this. It really is, no matter how it's spun. Now, it is important to mention that right now, most of the evidence is screenshots, so I guess
Like, what do you even say? Like, what commentary can I even give to him saying, like, yeah, you should be messaging minors? Come, like, yeah, like, I don't true, yeah.
there is the chance that some could be faked, but some of them seem very hard to fake. Like, there's a video going through a Snapchat conversation with Ava.
Chris Tyson of Hearts, of course, Dad. This is the best snapshot chat I've ever seen. Ha! When is your wedding? So you can do with what you. When it's your what?
There's also confirmed things that were publicly tweeted from their account over the years, which I'll get to now. And it was also revealed that Ava Tyson had a history of being a Shadman enthusiast. Since all of the tweets have been deleted, it makes it very difficult to find the times that they communicated with Shadman or talked about Shadman and the art. But I did find this from Mudahar's video, who went to the Wayback Machine and showcased this tweet. And Mudahar censored it because the character does not appear to be over the age.
What's Shadman?
Your gym video was strangely good, Mizzy. Nice work.
You don't want to know. Well, I asked.
Age of 18. For those of you that know that name, that might have just triggered a Winter Soldier moment in your brain with your eyes rolling into the back of your skull, because it is so foul.
He's a lolly artist.
Was an artist who drew child. Now, when you hear that, a lot of people think that you're talking about lolly or lolly type shit, which is characters that look like little girls but are actually 5,000-year-old vampires. Like, that's the meme.
Yeah, because that's fine.
Sipping from their Mountain Dew going, uncultured swine. You see, it's not actually a real child. This is a victimless crime. This may look like a 4-year-old girl, but you don't understand the lore. She's actually coming from a sophisticated line of goblin ogres, and she is over 400 years old. So it's completely legal, and you're weird for thinking that it's weird. But with Shadman, he wasn't drawing lolly. He was drawing real children sexually. So one of the most infamous cases was when he drew Keemstar's 8-year-old daughter in a graphic setting. That
Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't even know what to say. Dude, I'm never having my kid on stream. If I have it, there goes like 3 years of my content plan. Bro, I'll never do it. I actually don't think I could ever have my kid on stream. I would just be so scared. Like that will fuck up a kid for the rest of his life. I mean, that's insane. That's even a thing. How is this person not in jail? Like, I'm not a Keemstar fan at all. All right, this is not 2015. But that is probably the most disgusting thing I've ever heard. Drew my daughter at age 8 in a sexual manner. Probably me and Chris Tyson even had a conversation about this roughly a month ago, as it still obsessed me. This is not misinformation. This is a fact. That is crazy. So let me ask you a question, chat. Is Shadman's stuff illegal? Like, is it illegal that he makes these kind of content? Is it legal? Is it illegal? How does it work? Like, is it legal to draw a lolly? And you could just claim it's like a, 3,000-year-old person who's probably in Congress? He got arrested for assaulting someone with a samurai sword. What? What? Wait, Shadman got arrested for stabbing somebody. It's true. Let's link me that. He stabbed a homeless dude with a samurai sword. Please link me that. Dude, 2024 is the most ridiculous stories I've ever heard in my entire life. It just is getting weirder and weirder.
Yo.
I don't understand. Shadman is arrested for assaulting with deadly weapon in LA. His heroin addiction and the CP he's drawn of Keemstar's then underage daughter, no less. I'm surprised that he didn't get himself arrested sooner. That is wild. I don't even, there's not even a person there. I mean, this guy's just fucked in the head. I don't even know what to say.
Before starting this video,
Actual fucking lunatic drew of an 8-year-old girl. That's not hearsay or anything. That is something that actually happened. And you know what's even crazier? I talked about this on stream. A lot of people supported him publicly. Like, a lot of people defended that. Back when Shadman dropped that revolting dog shit, there was a lot of people that were pumping their fists saying, "Go Shadman! It's Keemstar, who cares? Doesn't matter, he deserves it anyway. Shadman, do you take requests? Can you do this person's underage daughter next?" He received a...
I am never showing my kid on stream. I will never show my kid. I can't do it. I'm not kidding you. I didn't even know that existed. I don't even want to show myself.
Applause for drawing child porn. Let that shit marinate for a moment. So anyway, Ava Tyson has publicly tweeted about Lolly, and in particular, there are tweets of Ava Tyson talking...
Go ahead, draw me. Go ahead. Take me as you will. You're too orange? You don't think there's some fucking AI porn right now of Kamala Harris or whatever her name is, the caramel girl, getting by Donald Trump? Of course there's fucking stupid ass shit like that, bro. Like, what do you think? This is the fucking internet? Like, yeah, there is. Of course there is. What kind of question is that? Is internet about caramel? What is it?
I don't know how to respond to that.
Either to or about Shadman. A lot of the tweets are gone now because the Twitter account has been nuked, but there are archives of a lot of them. And one thing that still persists, and one thing that a lot of people have been showing, is that Ava Tyson may have actually commissioned a piece from Shadman, or at the very least, purchased a piece from Shadman. There's a clip from a Mr. Beast video where there is Shadman art hanging on the wall, belonging to Ava Tyson.
I'm just saying this to play devil's advocate because I really want to be in a Mr. Beast video. Is there a possibility that Chris Tyson didn't know that that's Shadman's art and who Shadman is and that Shadman does that stuff? I don't know. Is that a possibility, or do you think he 100% knew that Shadman draws lolly stuff and does weird fucking... They have interacted before. No, dude, let's be honest, chat. There's some fucking weebs. There's some fucking TV shows of anime shit that it is just borderline. You're trying to young children, and it is fucking weird. We all know it's true. It is so fucking cringe, and it should be banned. And I hate it. Some of the VTubers models I see half the time, I'm like, Jesus Christ, like you guys are literally, you know, I feel like I could have saw you in like Toys R Us, and you're trying to like shout out your OnlyFans. It's so weird. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's like, oh, it's so stupid. Why is Techie an OTK? Because he's one of the greatest streamers of all time.
I censored the close-up of the art.
But that's insane. So, is that Mr. Beast? I can't tell which pasty leg is Mr. Beast's. Also, why did Luciano figure this out? And how did he figure this out?
Hanging on the wall, belonging to Ava Tyson. I censored the close-up of the art for obvious reasons, but this is something that is irrefutable. The only question about Ava Tyson and Shadman's connection is whether or not a piece was commissioned or purchased. But at the very least, a piece was owned by Ava Tyson. And I don't think there's any wiggle room to just explain this away as some kind of innocent whoops-a-daisy moment of being ignorant of what the art...
First of all, if you're gonna hang up art, why are you hanging it up like that? That honestly makes you think you're the biggest weirdo of them all. That's how you hang up art? One poster in a small fucking shitty ass room with a. That's how you get art from some dude? It's just like, what is this shit? Why are you hanging this up? Where's the other art? Where's anything? It's just so odd. Get a frame? I don't know. It just
was
weird ass shit.
with Ava Tyson having publicly
Yeah, he didn't even smooth out the edges. The whole thing is just. It's so weird. That makes no sense to me.
talked about content and art like that, and then also owning a Shadman piece. I don't think it's some kind of coincidence. Like, I don't think it was an accident and they didn't know Shadman drew child. I really don't. And then yet another
Wait, is Moist Critical saying that he thinks that the Mr. Beast team knew?
some kind of coincidence. Like, I don't think it was an accident and they didn't know Shadman drew child. I really don't. And then yet another disturbing video surfaced where they had actually made a video a long time ago that linked to revenge porn of Jeanette McCurdy.
The story is she sent pictures to her boyfriend, her now ex-boyfriend, and he leaked them out. And but the link's in the description if you want to see them. I mean, I'm not endorsing people to go look at somebody else's private business, but I know that you know, people might want to see them, so it's there if you want it.
That's crazy. That's
Oh my god, I hate him. How? Look. I have always been a very edgy person. We can all obviously understand that, right? I've always been super edgy. I've always been a piece of shit. It ain't hard to fucking tell. I've said the nastiest things you could possibly ever imagine. I've done horrible things over the years.
Hell yeah, MDE never dies.
But I've never, ever, even remotely ever thought about doing something like this. This is just like, I don't understand how, I never understood, I don't understand why. It's got to be mental illness, right? To find a young person attractive. Because as a 29-year-old man, like if I met a girl at a bar or club, or I can't, but if she was like, yeah, I'm 20, I don't find that hot. Like, you can be the hottest girl in the world right now and you're 20 years old. I will never get with you because to me, that's too old. It's too young. I couldn't imagine myself getting with somebody that is 20 years old anymore. I couldn't do it. You know, it has to be 21 plus. If not more. I mean, even 21, it's like you're just a fucking baby. I don't understand how you'd want someone that's so young. It's got to be just crazy mental illness.
You know, people might want to see them, so it's there if you want it.
That's crazy. That's astonishing. Sharing revenge porn publicly and trying to spin it like, well, some people might want to see this, so for you degenerates, I've posted the link in the description. If you want to check that out.
Wow.
But you'd be weird to do that, and I'm not
That's
endorsing
insane.
it. That's unhinged.
Especially when you have such a platform like he does. I mean he does have a very serious platform. Even back then he had somewhat of a platform. I mean, that is just disgusting that he's telling people about that. That's publicly to let people know, like, check it out. And how did he think that was a good idea? And I really wonder, I hate to say this about like Jimmy and them, it's like, did none of them know that he was doing this stuff? Did none of his friends or team watch the videos and be like, what the fuck? You know? It's like, not one of them knew that he just said that. And I understand back then, like, the internet was so much different. We all know that, right? The internet was completely different. Everyone was a lot edgier. I mean, people used to literally praise iDubbbz for saying the N-word. There used to be praise for him to say it and saying that if it's all okay or it's none of it's okay. And that was a huge movement with everyone on board, basically. It was different. But I think one thing that's never not been okay and never been a joke is pedophilia. It's never, ever been a joke. It will never be a joke. It was never something that people endorsed. So I don't understand how none of the team or anybody who were around him didn't say, why are you fucking doing this? Why are you posting this? We're trying to make a fucking group and grow, and you're doing stupid shit like this. I don't get how no one ever said, stop, don't post that, get away, you're weird. And I'm not saying that Mr. Beast knew, because I truly do believe Mr. Beast is a good person. I've met him. I've hung out with him. He is very philanthropic, and he's actually a good person who wants to help the world. He genuinely is. I do believe that. And that's coming from someone that I probably will never see Mr. Beast again. I'm just going to say that. I do think he's a good person. And more importantly, that if he's a good person or not, he does help the world a lot, and he's been there and is trying to make the place, he's making the world a better place. I mean, he's made a lot of people a lot happier. There's not many people who can claim they even did 1,000th of what he did. You know what I mean? Am I wrong? Are we
completely unhinged? So all of this started to hit the mainstream. More and more people.
Jimmy, like, you're the best, Jimmy.
Edgy was the cool thing back then, but this is way too far.
People
Like,
started
come on,
sharing
bro, that's just
screenshots
weird
as
and
well as other
creepy.
chat logs, all kinds of things with a history of communicating inappropriately with or about minors. And in response, a couple hours ago, Ava Tyson did make a statement, and this is what was said. I would like to apologize for any of my past behavior or comments if it hurt or offended anyone. It was not my intent. Seeing recent events, we've mutually decided it's best I permanently step away from all things Mr. Beast and social media to focus on my family and mental health. That is kind of a textbook non-apology. It doesn't address anything. It doesn't talk about anything. It's just like this blanket boilerplate statement about stepping away. There's no denial of anything, no claims that some of the information is false, made up, fabricated, a lie, a fib, a bunch of malarkey, nothing at all. You would really think that if any of the information was wrong or faked, that would be one of the first things that Ava Tyson would want to set the record straight on. But,
well, I mean, when you walk away forever, you don't care anymore. Right? I mean, that's just it. Like, they're not, if you're going to walk away, why apologize? Why do anything besides say I'm walking away? Like, she's just going to walk away. She's not going to apologize. She's not going to get into details. She's not going to try to help herself. She's just going to walk away. By the way, that's Starforge right there, boys, if you can't tell. We definitely got some PC sales out of this one.
Didn't happen. Even if it was something like needing more time, I really feel like that would have been expressed in the statement, saying, need more time to talk about all of these things that are incorrect. But again, that's not there. So they're assumed to be all correct at this point. And they're indefensible, the things that have come out here. As I was rendering this video, Ava Tyson dropped more tweets claiming that no one was ever groomed, and then states that the victim vocally supported that that's false. I again, already told you my feelings on that. I really don't think a child who has this kind of relationship with an adult would ever really recognize just how inappropriate it was, because
I want to add, I've never groomed anybody. The person who gets brought up in these accusations is Lava GS, has vocally supported that they are false. Having said that, I humbly apologize to anyone I've hurt with my unacceptable social media posts, past actions, and to those who may feel betrayed by how I used to act online. To lump these two factors together to create a narrative that my behavior extended beyond bad, edgy jokes is disgusting. It did not happen. Yeah, but it's like, why are you messaging a 14-year-old that shit? I mean, it just stops there. It doesn't, like, I understand, like, she might be like, I never groomed anybody, I never tried to have sex with them, but, like, why are you messaging that weird-ass shit when they're 14? I don't get it. In past years, I've learned that my old humor is not acceptable. I cannot change who I was, but I can continue to work on myself. Hear, hear. I don't want these accusations to impact the hundreds of people who work for Mr. Beast, which is why I stepped away.
It became so normalized to them, which it never should be. It's a horrible thing, and there really is no excusing it in my eyes. Going further, there's an apology about unacceptable social media posts, and then saying that it was edgy jokes and that it was unacceptable humor, that it's like a thing of the past and it's been misconstrued into things that didn't happen, and then not wanting the accusations to impact hundreds of people who work at Mr. Beast, which is why Ava Tyson has stepped away. I just don't think you can write off a lot of those social media posts as edgy jokes or edgy humor when you actually owned art from an artist who draws child porn. That's not a joke anymore. Haha, bought some child porn art. Like, that's not exactly side-splitting comedy. Like, I don't really think you can just go ahead and hand wave that as being edgy and like old humor that you've grown from. And then some of the tweets,
Like, I've definitely made stupid fucking jokes in my past chat. I'm sure there is some Skype calls that have some pretty stupid fucking shit with my friends, but you know those are jokes at the end of the day. Like, because you saw me with pictures of One Tap. I'm not hugging him, right? I'm doing the hover arm. Like, they're just jokes. When you buy a fucking picture from a guy that is known for doing lolly shit, I'm sorry, that's just fucking insane. That's insane, it's gross, it's disgusting. I can't even believe that he would do that. And honestly, he can go fuck himself for putting Mr. Beast's whole entire brand on the fucking line and all those people. Like, that's so shitty.
About it and, like, requests, what's the joke? Like, what's the punchline of that? I really don't think you can just say, oh, it's just edgy jokes that are blown out of proportion. Sorry if people are offended by it. Like, that just doesn't really work to me. As of right now, there's been no response from Mr. Beast or anyone else on the team about all of this. So it remains to be seen whether or not Jimmy or anyone else on the team knew about these things or what's going on there. But as of me making this video, there's still no response yet. So this whole situation is obviously horrible. And there's a little bit more I want to talk about here. And it's something I didn't even think I'd ever need to talk about, but I guess...
I'm not saying Mr. Beast knew, but there's definitely some... Like, there's got to be someone that knew Chris Tyson pretty well that would have known that he bought that fucking thing and where it came from. It has to be someone else new. Like, I don't know if it's Mr. Beast. I'm not going to put that on him, but someone had to have fucking known what that picture was. I mean, if I saw the picture, I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? I'd be questioning it at least a little bit.
We've reached this point in the internet where this is necessary. I've been being attacked on Twitter, just fucking dogpiled about my ignoring the situation and refusing to speak on it, being too much of a coward to talk about all this, which is crazy to me. And then people saying like, oh, where was the same energy for where was the same energy that you had for Dr. Disrespect here? And it's crazy that I even have to talk about this. So last night during stream, this story was still breaking. Things were still coming out about this story. And I talked about it on stream last night. The same day all of these pieces of evidence were surfacing. I talked about it immediately. Once I became aware of what the evidence was out there and what the claims were and what was going on, I was talking about it right away. And I even posted a video that is highly edited and short, nice and concise, about the whole bare bones of the situation and my thoughts on it for the second channel.
Yo.
Damn, 440k views. Dude, he's almost beating my fucking video of the gym.
So that way, even if you have the biggest brain rot and can't focus on a video for long, you can still finish that whole video and see just how bad this whole Ava Tyson situation is.
Skip the rest of the video is just a waste. Oh, why? Wait, is he tech? Why is actually seeing it?
Question. You see how he's gonna yap and not answer the question? I'm gonna ask the same thing when you're done. Go ahead.
I just answered the question. I just told you.
What was the age?
I just told you at a developed age.
Sneeko thinks you should be able to fuck 9-year-olds. That's what Sneeko thinks, and he won't answer that question honestly. Or he's gonna have to give a different answer, in which...
Oh, so he's shit on Sneeko the entire time?
I even had a video go up on the second channel going over everything that exact same speed and same energy as the Dr. Disrespect situation. And the main person who started this lightning rod of accusations about me ducking it and refusing to address it is fucking Sneeko of all people.
Yo, look out, Moist Critical is not gonna go talk about the Chris situation because he wants to have the Mr. Beast collab. Bro, you're gonna talk about every other trending situation.
Do you think Mr. Beast is ever gonna do another video like he just did? I honestly think that Mr. Beast will never do it again. I think Mr. Beast is gonna be done with making content creator shit. It's not worth it, and he knows it's not worth it at this point. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. He's going to make content with his fucking 4 friends, and that's it. And I do not think he's ever going to be like, yeah, let's get everyone together. It's not going to happen.
Dr. Disrespect, Sneeko, anything that goes viral goes on your main channel. Chris, the associate of the biggest YouTube channel in the world, you do a 4-minute clip on your second channel. Stop coping and be a journalist if you're going to be a journalist.
Sneeko, you retard. How is the 4-minute clip not something? I swear to God he just says this shit for no reason. How is anyone taking this? This guy's a troll. He doesn't believe a word he's saying.
Or just say that you want to have the collab. Stop lying.
Jesus Christ, the fucking drool there is gonna drive me insane. I need to go put on the fucking bathrobe here and give him PTSD or something. What do you mean it is a 4-minute clip? Because I did that so people like you who don't pay attention long enough could see my take on it and also get the bare bones information of what makes it so horrible. That's the reason it's a 4-minute clip on the second channel. It was never going to be the only video I made talking about it. I was always going to make a full breakdown of this because it's bad. It's a horrible situation. So yes, you're right. I do talk about like big trending bad shit like Dr. Disrespect or like Cody Ko most recently.
Mr. Beast got so much hate for that video because he had like 0 of the Spanish streamers in it for a long time and edited out like a super long thing with Ibai and Kai. Wait, why would he get hate for that?
I don't know why people thought I wouldn't talk about this. I knew Cody Ko far more than I knew Ava Tyson. I talked to Cody Ko at length one time on his podcast and then one other time in DMs. Ava Tyson, I met 1.5 times. I first met them after a poker game with Mr. Beast. They showed up right at the end, right before I left. And then at the most recent Mr. Beast video, also right when I got out, Ava Tyson showed up. And I talked to them for a couple of minutes. But I never knew Ava Tyson
so she met
very
Chris
well.
1.5
Cody Ko I
times.
did. And I still wasn't afraid to talk about how awful his shit was. So I've never been someone to fucking shy away from a bad situation like this just because I know or am familiar with the person.
You know, I could definitely tell you that's the truth firsthand.
That it's about. So I don't know why people thought that that would be the case here. And also for the millionth fucking time, I'm not a journalist. I'm like the Z-tier stupid journalist, like this actual layman fucking CTE riddled idiot that reports on stories. And
I would say that's not true. You are a journalist. You are a social media journalist at this point, Charlie. You are. You can't just say that so you don't have to. Come on, your video got 6 million views in 20 hours. You're kind of a journalist. Like you hint on stories and information that comes out. You concise and make it accurate. You try to make it as accurate as possible. You are a journalist. Like if you're making a storyline that doesn't make sense and had unicorns in it, but you were trying to make a concise information story to send to people so people have the right information, you're a modern day journalist.
And I talk about them usually to make jokes about them. In rare cases, and recently it's been very common, there's serious stories that I am very passionate about delivering and talking about how shitty they are. So like in a situation like this, yeah, this isn't really a story that I joke a lot about because it is serious. When there is a victim
like
who's a child here, that's something to take seriously. But I'm not a fucking journalist. Most of the shit I talk about is the most inconsequential mumbo jumbo ever, like aliens in warp.
Okay, he's like going full schizo. He's gone full schizo.